What's up, everyone? My name is Security Denied, and welcome back to the Average Gamer's Perspective on the Hytale Patch Notes Update 2. The second update of Hytale, which is coming out way faster than I thought they would, but they're working overtime. Cosmetics and customizations. New avatar customization options have been added for everyone. Bandit mask plus side knot variant, blindfold plus thick variant, bandage blindfold plus thick left eye, right eye variants, vampire mouth, cute mouth, orc mouth, added white color to fantasy cotton cosmetic colors. Updated visuals for the following haircuts. Single side pigtail, hair stick bun, simple bob cut, fighter bun, smart 11 or elven, windswept. Added new armor slot visibility toggles next to equipped armor, accessible directly in the character panel. Server hosts can disable/enable this feature to enforce rules for PvP immersion purposes. Improved animations for capes when player is running. Gameplay and balance. A new item was added that allows the user to raise skeletal minions from nearby bone piles. Has a chance to drop from the large Praetorian skeleton. Oh. A little bit of magic. Okay. Adamantite now requires a thorium or cobalt pickaxe to be mined. Okay, I like this. I like that they're adding a little bit of progression for mining, which is nice. Mining and pickaxe progression has been adjusted. Lower tier pickaxes now deal much less damage to higher tier ore blocks. Upgrading to a higher quality pickaxe significantly reduces the amount of hits required. Good. I think this is great. Buffed polar bears. Yeah, polar bears were a little weak, not gonna lie. More decorative lights recipes have been added to the furniture bench. The following NPCs will now drop medium hide instead of light hide. Bison, boar, cow, horse, warhog. Blessed. I feel like there was definitely not enough things giving medium hide, so I think this is good change. The magma toad has been adjusted. The tongue damage has been significantly reduced. It now alternates between its tongue attack and a new ability, headbutt. Oh, blessed. Those magma toads, I just ran away. I was like, I don't want to deal with you right now. Like, I don't want to waste my shield or my block durability on you. So, no, I just ran. Petals are now craftable in the furniture bench under textiles category. This makes them renewable, as yellow petals can be farmed from growing sunflower seeds. All crafting requirements used to make different colored petals are renewable resources. Lighter variants for each cloth block can now be crafted using a combination of petals. Okay, that's nice. A little bit easier to get those. World generation. World Gen version 2 has been prepared for public documentation to help modders. New default flat and default void templates have been added using World Gen version 2. The Creative Hub portal now spawns with World Gen version 2 flat World Gen. Results in clear weather and limited fog, but only works in new creative worlds. Major refactor of ore placements in all zones. You will need to explore new chunks for old worlds to see this change. Results in more ores, especially in devastated lands undergrounds. All right. Farming. Eternal crops no longer break from accidental weapon damage. Great. Thank goodness. Increased tilled soil lifetime now lasts longer between 1.2 to 1.5 days. Fixed soil decay under fully grown crops. You can now hold torches in your offhand while using the hoe and seeds. Breaking fully grown eternal crops will drop their seeds back. Okay. Harvested crops can now be placed on the ground when crouching. Recipe requirements costs have been adjusted for hoes. Hoes now unlock at different farming bench tiers. Copper is now tier 2 instead of tier 4. Iron is now tier 4 instead of tier 8. Thorium has been added to tier 6. Okay, that's nice. A little bit easier to get better hoes. And I like farming. Farming's really nice. It's a lot of fun. UI/UX. Improve the editor block tooltip descriptions. Tooltips will now display the names of colors when hovering over color options in the avatar customization menu. Made improvements to the visibility of the hotbar active slot by increasing contrast and adding a diamond indicator. This makes it easier to see the hotbar active slot when in brighter environments like the Howling Sands. That's really nice, because I found it very difficult to know which thing I had equipped at a time. Even though it was in my hand, I still didn't know. I look at the hotbar instead. The categories of memories will now be sorted alphabetically when being viewed via the Heart of Orbis. Scripted brush QOL environments, added missing entries to filters, and removed invalid blocks from filters. Fixed various bugs in existing scripted brushes, added decoration and cave brushes. Removed redundant scripted brushes, adapted the jump LF block type node to use a single offset instead of a list of offsets. Inventory interaction updates. Better double click handling. You can now click faster. Shift clicking on armor will now directly equip it if no armor is currently equipped in the respective slot. That's really nice. Good quality of life change. QERT shortcut bindings have been added for the inventory, quick actions, pull all, pull all, quick stack, and sort. Shortcuts now display in the tooltip when hovering over quick action buttons such as sort items by type T. That's nice. I really like the sorting options that they're giving, especially with like the quick action buttons. That'll be really nice for a lot of players. An FPS counter overlay. Option has been added to the setting menu. This can be found under general user interface. The current FPS will be displayed in the top right corner of the game when this is enabled. Made various improvements to player markers. Player markers will now display on the compass. Removed player prefix from the player markers on the map. Player names will always render on the map. Added toggle buttons for map/compass visibility in the map's player list. Players at different heights will have different icon up-down indicators in the compass. That'll be nice. Lets you know whether they're above ground or underground. Added Ophidiophobia accessibility mode. This can be found under gameplay accessibility. It turns snake models into hatworms. That's nice. I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see what it looks like. But let's move on. Audio and visual effects. Added all missing basic rec sounds. Updated the bones items drag/drop inventory sound. Fixed a bug in a Howling Sands cave track. Updated all food particle tints. Bug fixes, tech instability. Holy crap, it just keeps going. It just never ends. Introduced a server auto update system, including configuration options and new commands for update management. Added a new update module core plugin and integrated it into the server boot process, allowing the server to check for and apply updates, notify players, and handle staged updates. Introduced update config in Hytale server config, with fields for enabling updates, check intervals, notification preferences, patch line section selection, backup options, and auto apply modes. Includes serialization, support, and getter setter methods. Added a new shutdown reason update, update to indicate whether the server should restart to apply a staged update. Added new /update commands and detailed server messages for checking, downloading, applying, and managing updates, including player notifications and auto-apply warnings. Updated the release workflow to include launcher scripts, start, and all that. Made improvements to rendering shadows to fix various issues. Fixed middle click pick block with when the hotbar is full in creative mode. Now when middle clicking a block in creative mode, when the inventory is full, it will replace the current slot with the newly picked item. The asset editor will now display documentation in tooltips. Fixed issues with mantling detection, which resulted in many unintended behaviors. Implemented a fix to persist cleared keybinds across sessions. Made some adjustments to improve weather transitions to reduce jarring visuals. More improvements will be made in future updates. Fixed an issue when using teleporters to avoid accidental collisions by applying an offset. Rail carts now consume correctly and place properly. Bed respawning in unloaded chunks has been fixed. Fixes issues where the collision checks always failed if there were no loaded chunks. Major server stability, validation, ECS localization, and timeout improvements. Refilling containers now targets the closest block of water rather than requiring you to aim at a block behind/under water. Fix some types of items displaying oversized placement previews. Fixed an issue with the Berserker haircut texture tiling. Fixed glasses texture from inheriting the cosmetic color of their lens highlights. Added permissions for world map teleporting, prevents players from sending packets to the server and teleporting anywhere they want without OP. Emerald Wilds dungeon and other environments have been fixed. You might hear new soundtracks. Okay. Fixed player markers flickering when hovered on the map. Fixed sending player marker updates while map isn't open. Other player names are more readable when zoomed in on map. All right. and that is the second update for Hytale. They are working overtime. I don't know what they're doing at Hytale, but I wish Destiny 2 had this type of like updates, and they're working hard, and yeah, it's friggin' sick. So yeah, that is the second update. Hope you are all enjoying Hytale, and I hope a lot of these changes in this update 2 helps you enjoy the game just a little bit more. I know the quality of life changes are phenomenal, and I'm glad that they're just adding more and more to the game. So I'm excited for when the actual full game comes out, because there's so much work in progress stuff that I run into, and I'm like, man, I'm so excited for all this. Even though it feels like a full game already, it just there's always more. So I'm glad to see that it's doing well and that they're working hard to make it better. So yeah, thank you all for coming and watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!